This weekend is Tisha B'av, and Jews around the world will sit and mourn for the loss of the temple in Jerusalem and the subsequent tragedies that happened on that day. It is a day of sadness and reflection. We sit on the floor and read the book of Lamentations, Eicha, in a mournful, soulful tune. We do not eat or drink. We do not wear leather shoes. And we are meant to cry over the loss of the temple. There is only one problem. I just can't feel it. I don't feel sad. Yes, in time gone by, we certainly could cry over the loss of Jerusalem, of the desolate streets, of empty cities with no Jews. Today, how can we say that? Jerusalem is a bustling modern city. It has the largest population of any city in Israel. The city is alive with hundreds of thousands of tourists. It certainly is not empty. You walk the streets and hear the accents of over 100 different Jewish communities. The cafes and restaurants and shops are full. How can I mourn for Jerusalem in these days? We, the Jewish people, are back in the land. We see the miracles of the return of the Jewish people, the kibbutz galiot, the ingathering of the exiles. We witness the land rejuvenated, the marketplaces filled with Israeli products. How can I mourn? Are we not back in Israel? Do we not have autonomy? How should I feel? If I feel like this now, imagine the Tisha B'av of 1967. A mere 2 months after the Six-Day War was over. Har Habayit B'Yadeinu. The Temple Mount is in our hands. We could visit the cave of Machpelah for the first time in over 1,000 years. How can you be sad? This question I've struggled with for a long time, and I'm confronted by it on a yearly basis. Rabbi Joseph Soloveitchik, known as the Rav, offered a number of approaches to our question. Jewish history is not linear, but a spiral. As such, every year we return to the parallel point in history. On Pesach night, we do not merely read about the Exodus, we experience the Exodus. On Shavuot, we stand at the foot of Mount Sinai and receive the Torah. On Tisha B'av, we experience firsthand the destruction of the temple. As it states, Kol dor shelo nivneh bayit hamikdash biyamav, ki'ilu nechrav biyamav. Any generation in which the temple has not been rebuilt is like the generation in which it was destroyed. We are not mourning for what happened then. We are mourning for what happened now, today. During the Second Temple period, the people would still fast on Tisha B'av. This is not because there was no temple. Rather, it's a warning of what happened before. If it happened once, it could happen again. The ghost of destruction stalked the land. On Tisha B'av night, we ask the question, Eicha, how did it happen? Tisha B'av is not only about the destruction of temples, but of all Jewish suffering over the centuries. Tisha B'av is mourning for the temple. However, it is hard for us to mourn for something we cannot relate to. Rabbi Soloveitchik's analysis broadens the reason for the day, to recall all the sad and tragic events of Jewish history. Personally, I've always found inspiration in Tisha B'av. As I sit on the floor and read the book of Lamentations, composed by the prophet Jeremiah, who himself witnessed the destruction of the first temple. Or when I read the Jewish war of Josephus, or read about the numerous nations that rose to destroy us. I cannot but reflect upon the fact that we are still here. I imagine the look on Nebuchadnezzar or Titus's face if I went back in time. I would say to them that I am from the future. I bring you good news and bad news. The good news is that one of the two people who are living today will exist in the future. The bad news is, it's not your people, but the Jews. We are still speaking the same language that was spoken all those years ago. We recite the same prayers, observe the same Shabbat, and eat the same foods. That is a miracle. It is through the pain of Jewish history that I find the deepest inspiration. We are still here. Am Yisrael Chai. I do not understand the how and the why, but on Saturday night I will sit and recite the ancient words of Eicha, as we have done for thousands of years.